The views, opinions, or comments expressed on this program does not
Hi everyone out there, I am Sundowns, your sports guru. Catch me live every Saturday morning from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Only on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. Danko.
The views, opinions, or comments expressed on this program does not reflect the views, opinions, or comments of the radio station or its management.
You are tuning into Sports Geek with Sundowns, only on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. Halala. It is Saturday, the 27th of April, 2024. Wow. Here in South Africa, it is the public holiday. It is the Freedom Day, the day that was born all the way back on the 27th of April, 1994. That's when the new South Africa was born. That's when we gave birth to the rainbow nation. Don't forget, South Africa, come next month, the 29th of May, we'll have to do this once again. It's going to be one of those big general elections. You owe it to yourself to come out in numbers and protect your country and vote for your country and do what is best for your country. Come the 29th of May, South Africa, we've got a date. It is the public holiday here in South Africa. That's how old our democratic South Africa is. It is 30 years old this year. All the way back in 1994. Those were the good old days, even in the sporting world, especially in the Kaizer Chiefs days. The Kaizer Chiefs were still dominant in South African football in those days in 1995. Fast forward to 2024, Kaizer Chiefs are seeing flames. They just can't even spell the word win. They're just having it tough in as far as South African domestic football is concerned. Kaizer Chiefs, they keep on blowing hot and cold. Do they blow hot anyway? I think it's just continuous cold in as far as Kaizer Chiefs is concerned. Things don't look good at all in as far as Kaizer Chiefs is concerned. They seem to be going one direction and one direction only, to the south.
Blowing hot and cold, I think it's an understatement for me. So that's just that
there's
simple
no
as that. Because if you can check, they only picked up one win, and for me it was a fluke win against Golden Arrows, where I remember a striker of Golden Arrows, Knox Mutizwa, he scored a goal which was disallowed. But when the resident revealed the goal there, they stated that it was supposed to be a legitimate goal. You can see that they didn't display good football for me on the day. So all in all, I think the players, for me, when I looked at them, they don't look fit. There's no confidence, there's no identity. Even the coach as well, Kevin Johnson, must take the blame.
Coming back still with the Kaizer Chiefs, remember that in the last 9 games, they've only won 1 game. That was all the way back, I believe it was the 5th of March, way before they played even the derby, that they went on to lose 3-2 against the Orlando Pirates. And out of those 9 games that the Kaizer Chiefs have played, one of them was against the team from the lower tier, that
Milford
is
FC.
Milford FC. So Kaizer Chiefs, 7 games, out of those 9 games, 7 of them, they did not score a goal. So surely Kaizer Chiefs, there seems to be nothing positive that's coming out of Naturena of late.
A real shocker, 4 goals, and from those 4 goals, some of them were just lucky goals. I was so disappointed, especially when they came back from the international break. I kept asking myself, what were they doing? What was the coach doing? Because there are no combinations there. That's players that don't come to the party. If I remember very well, they only played against Royal EM, where actually the missed sitters facing the goalkeeper. There is Patrick Ugonyama of Royal EM. So that's when I started becoming worried that they will struggle going forward. And the fact that the coach didn't want to make signings during the transfer window, and he came in public and lashed out that they're not going to sign anyone. The current players squad that they are having, they'll definitely go with them throughout the journey of the district premiership. Whereas fans were also lambasting the striker there, Jason Gonzalez, saying that he's not Kaizer Chiefs material, he's not doing well so far. So up to so far, I was so disappointed. Even when as we speak about the 3-2 loss against Orlando Pirates, I wasn't impressed with him, where he was brought in, the team was trailing 3-2 towards the end of the game. He couldn't give an impact in that particular game.
Still with the Kaizer Chiefs, there's a big question that what is it, even in politics, we remember that even our own president, Cyril Ramaphosa, at some stage, he came up with if you want something done, send me, Tumamina. Ramaphosa came up with that thing of Tumamina. So now, coming back to Kaizer Chiefs, if Kaizer Chiefs, they want 3 points, whom will they send to get them 3 points? Because I don't think there's any player who can put his hand up and say, Kaizer Chiefs fans, Kaizer Chiefs family, Tumamina, send me to go and get 3 points. Because look at their body language, they've got a very negative body language. They don't have confidence. They don't have anything. They don't have hunger. From the whole Kaizer Chiefs fan, there is no player that shows that he can put his hand up and take the Kaizer Chiefs over the line and at least get them that 1 point as a consolation. Because of late, we saw last week Kaizer Chiefs, they went on to lose 3 games on the trot. That is definitely uncharacteristic of Kaizer Chiefs.
Indeed, 4 games, and when we add them overall, it's 4 games without scoring a single goal. You can ask yourself, what's really going on? They just can't score goals. Remember that game against Chippa United, the 2-0 loss, the 1-0 loss of Stellenbosch, last week's loss as well. So, and they're playing also a tough game. As you speak about the Tumamina thing, the very same Kevin Johnson came out, especially when he was announced that he's a Tumamina as well. But as you know, he won 3 matches, 1-0, the fluke 1-0 for me. When I watched the performance, they were not convinced. Those, some may call it a scrappy 1-0 wins.
Especially the Arrows one, it was a general smash and grab.
Exactly, it was just smash and grab. Against Paul Kwansitu, they were lucky because Bruce Former came to the party as well. So in that game against Coco United as well, he was lucky by gripping an equalizer there. But then when you watch Kaizer Chiefs, you can see is that the body language of the players, they don't want the coach by the looks of things. Hence I stated that why couldn't they just say, Julian Shepard, let him take over and complete the last 6 games that are remaining, because Kevin Johnson, it's really not happening for him. I think he must just be honest with himself that he's failed the Kaizer Chiefs management, he's failed the Kaizer Chiefs fans, because Kaizer Chiefs is a big team. It's a big brand there, that badge. So it's got a lot of history, as you spoke about 1994. So it's just not happening for him. So let's see tonight, this evening, in fact, as they're playing SuperSport, one of the Hoodoo teams as well. And the very same SuperSport United defeated Kaizer Chiefs 1-0 recently this first round, and towards the end of last season 1-0. So you can see that not so many goals that will be scored in tonight's match. So they are also not struggling and haven't won a single match. Gavin Hunt as well, he will be desperate for a victory looking into the encounter tonight.
Yes, I heard you mentioning that Kaizer Chiefs, maybe they should do away with Kevin Johnson and give Dylan Shepard to take the team towards the end of the season. But my concern, remember, 2 or 3 weeks back, we did have this discussion once again. And my concern was Kaizer Chiefs, they've been changing coaches, almost firing every coach that they
8
can
coaches
afford.
so far, yes.
But the results still not coming. Come next season, surely they will get another new coach by the look of things. But let's say if the results still are not forthcoming, again, don't you think the problem it might not be the coaches? The problem, don't you think it might be somewhere, to be exact, in the boardroom?
It's as simple as that. The problem is also upstairs there. So those drastic decisions they took, also by firing, remember, Ernst Middendorp when he took Kaizer Chiefs to second spot, although he lost the league on the last day of the DSTV. In fact, it was still Absa Premiership by that time, before it was changed to DSTV Premiership. So after drawing with Baroka 1-1, Mamelodi Sundowns doing well against Black Leopards at the Dobsonville Stadium, winning 3-0, I still remember so well. So that's where I think the turnaround came there, where they dismissed the coach. I think they could have became patient with the coach. Yes, some of the fans were not happy with Ernst Middendorp, stating that he's playing helicopter football. But
it was bringing the results.
Results were coming, truly, yes. Results were coming. So that's why I thought management made a wrong turn. So because this is the same management that brought in Ernst Middendorp, remember, from Germany in 2005 after the departure of Ted Dumitru. So by then, it's just not happening for Kaizer Chiefs. So someone was saying, they need a ritual. That's how it is.
Oh yes, that one I will not rule it all. I mean, because you definitely need some serious intervention. What is it? Some ritual or some pastors, whatever it is.
Prayers.
But this, I mean, they definitely need some serious intervention. That is a Kaizer Chiefs for you who definitely cannot spell the word win of late.
I am Inter.
Senza te non ci so stare, di nero azzurro batte il cuore, dal primo all'ultimo minuto canteremo all'infinito, siamo noi, solo noi, non siamo scesi mai all'inferno, Inter Milano il nostro orgoglio, il tuo nome e la tua storia suona dentro la memoria, siamo noi, solo noi. Yes I am. Yes I am. Yes I am. Yes I am. Cambia le maglie dei campioni, ma non
And then moving away from Kaizer Chiefs, who just cannot win, even if their lives depended on it. Going elsewhere, where in Italy, to be exact, where the Italian champions, Inter Milan, just cannot stop winning. We saw Sunday evening what Inter Milan did out in Italy. They went on to win the Italian league. That is a Serie A for you. Guess what? They went on to win it for the 20th time. In so doing, they will get to see themselves earning the second star, because remember that out in Italy, if you win the league 10 times, you get a star. You win it for the 20th time, you get a second star. You win it for the 30th time, you get yourself a third star. So Inter Milan, by winning the Italian league for the 20th time, so going forward, you will get to see Inter Milan jerseys having 2 stars on their shirt. That is a great achievement indeed, in as far as Italian football is concerned, in as far as Inter Milan is concerned. And still with Inter Milan, don't forget that when they won the league Sunday evening, they did it in style. Guess what? It doesn't get any better than winning the league and also win the derby on the very same night. Why? Because they were playing against their across-town rivals in the form and shape of AC Milan. So surely they won that derby, and then as a cherry on top, they went on to win the league. Let's hear how did it go down out in San Siro when Inter Milan thrashed their across-town rivals, that is AC Milan.
Champions, Inter win the derby, Inter win the Scudetto. Number 20 is no longer a dream, it's a reality now. 1 star becomes 2. Marcus Thuram with a big contribution again in the Derby della Madonnina. Milan rallied, but it was too little too late. And Simone Inzaghi's all-conquering Nerazzurri side do tonight what they've done all season. They brushed aside the opposition. Inter win their 20th Scudetto, and the second star is now a reality.
Oh yes, Inter Milan, they won their 20th Scudetto, and now the second star is definitely a reality in as far as Inter Milan are concerned. So surely that was one of their best nights, winning the trophy for the 20th time. And like I did mention that on top of that, a cherry on top, they were playing against their traditional rivals, AC Milan. So surely that was a sweet win in as far as Inter Milan is concerned.
A sweet win indeed. That was a battle of the Milanins, so it's good for them. And I wish also here in South Africa we can have the same situation where if you win the league 10 times, then you are awarded. Because if you can check Mamelodi Sundowns, they are on the verge of going to do that because currently they will become the 7th time champions, which
On
means
the trot.
on the trot.
Don't miss out.
That's very key and crucial. So I think also PSL must also do the same if they are to win the league 10 times on the trot. So it's gonna be interesting. But for with Inter Milan, it's well done to them.
Oh, well done indeed as far as Milan is concerned. You heard on the insert the commentator talking about Marcus Thuram. Don't forget that Marcus Thuram, he is the son of the French legend, that is Lilian Thuram. How can we forget that guy? That he took Italian football to a next level. That is Lilian Thuram, of which his son Marcus Thuram is definitely doing a business for Inter Milan.
Cambiano I colori di un coro con la stessa voce, gli occhi con la stessa luce. Siamo noi, solo noi, i nostri cuori in mezzo al campo.
Oh, absolutely. This song is the Inter Milan's anthem song. They deserve all the attention they need.
Casa, siamo noi, solo noi. Era la sera del 9 marzo 1908. Erano poco più di 40. Oggi siamo milioni. Sempre e solo forza Inter! Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Congratulations indeed to Inter Milan for winning that Italian league for the record 20th time. They are now sitting at number 2 following Juventus. Don't forget that Juventus has done this. Listen to this. 36 times. That's how many times Juventus rather have won the Italian league, and then Inter Milan are sitting at number 2 with those 20 times Scudetto wins. AC Milan are just breathing down their neck with 19 wins. So should AC Milan go on and win Serie A as well in the seasons to come, they will also get to see themselves getting that second Scudetto.
Solo noi. Yes, I am.
Yes, I am Inter.
Yes, I am.
Still with European football, don't forget that the news that came out this week from Barcelona is that their coach Xavi, we remember that Xavi and Jurgen Klopp, they announced their possible departures come end of the season. But then this week, Barcelona coach, that is Xavi, made about 10 and said he is staying put. He's not leaving Barcelona anymore come end of the season. He said he will stay put and see his contract through, which is scheduled to to end next year, the 2025, the 30th of June. So there's definitely good news in as far as Barcelona is concerned, knowing that their coach Xavi is staying put. He made it clear that he definitely has some unfinished business in as far as Barcelona is concerned. Remember that currently Barcelona, they are the defending champions of the Spanish league, that is La Liga. But unfortunately, it looks like this season, Los Blancos, Real Madrid, they might just walk away and win the Spanish league. But Barcelona coach has just definitely gave Barcelona fans something to talk about, something to be happy about when he told them that Egan Nerens is staying put.
Oggi siamo milioni. Sempre e solo Forza Inter! Yes, I am Inter! Yes, I am Inter! Yes, I am Inter! Yes, I am Inter! Yes, I am. 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 Black and blue. 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 Yes, I am. La squadra di Milano siamo noi. Yes, I am. I'm one for all, I'm not for everyone.
I am Inter.
I am Inter.
I am Inter.
And then this week in Laureus World Sports Award, Novak Djokovic was voted Player of the Year in Laureus Sports Award, following his sterling season last season, where he got to see himself winning 3 Grand Slams in one season.
What an achievement there. So we never saw it coming. So he did so well, although he's been having a drought of a season. I think
This year.
he'll want to want to forget about this year quickly, as he missed some other sort of tournament, the likes of Miami Open. He lost in the Indian Wells, the Monte Carlo as well. He missed the Madrid Open. Currently, is going to miss the Barcelona Open as well. So it's just not happening for him. But when I tried to follow the story, he's saying that he's preparing himself for the big one, the French Open. So I'm not so sure about that. So, but I think he wants to forget about quickly.
Oh yes, definitely. Novak Djokovic is not having a good season as compared to last season, but definitely last season he had a stellar of a season, which he went on and won 3 Grand Slams in one season. And currently Novak Djokovic is sitting in a total of 24 Grand Slams. Surely that is a record, 24. Grand Slams, because no one is coming any close to him. It's only Rafael Nadal who's sitting at 22 Grand Slams of late. So definitely Novak Djokovic last season had a season, a great one indeed. And Rafael Nadal seems to be not having it well, because injuries, they seem to have a final say in as far as his career is concerned.
It's just an injury prone by the looks of things. Also had even Carlos Alcaraz. He missed this particular Madrid Open because of, I should say Barcelona Open, because of injury as well from the hand. So he missed 2 tournaments. So I think in this wonderful one, because he's the defending champion of Madrid, he wants to do well. So let's wait and see. But so far with Novak Djokovic, so I think he must just make sure that he recoup as soon as possible. So it took me to what you once said about his age catching up with him as well. So I think it can also throw it as well there.
Oh yes, I believe. And Rafael Nadal is 36, 37. And Novak Djokovic is also
Same
the
age group,
same age group, 36 years. Age is definitely might just have the final say. know we will be talking English Premier League, but I believe it's worth mentioning right now that Liverpool, they've become some kind of, I blew it, 2 or 3 weeks back, Liverpool, they were leading the English Premier League log table. Fast forward to this week, they went on to lose against Everton by 2-0. And now making the English Premier League a 2-horse race, that is Manchester City and Arsenal, because I don't see Liverpool coming back after that disappointing loss this week.
And we're praising them. Remember at the start of the year, around February, March, they're stating that Jurgen Klopp will be departing the club. So hopefully he will be living with a silverware, because already they've grabbed one in the back. So I never saw them going to drop the points, but it looks like this football doesn't have the four, because the very same Everton who surprised them, they're outside the top 8. So very surprising.
Not just outside the top 8, Everton are fighting for relegation.
Imagine. So this game of football can be cruel at times.
Oh yes, very cruel indeed. So the Merseyside derby was very interesting indeed. It was very interesting to see the underdogs, Everton. And listen to this: the last time Everton beat there was this Liverpool at Goodison Park was 14 years back. That's how long it took them to beat Liverpool once again at Goodison Park, and that was on Tuesday this week. 2-0. That's what the state of affairs was at Goodison Park. So the Merseyside derby for now, the breaking rights are sitting with Everton. Still with Everton, don't forget that those stadiums are very fun. Anfield and Goodison Park, where Liverpool is playing at Anfield, Everton is playing at Goodison Park. It's less than a kilometer, just 900 meters. We're talking 900 meters. That's how far apart those stadiums are. So that's how, that shows how tense that Merseyside derby it can be.
Something like a derby, so one may look at it, but then I think they'll want to do well even today, because they're playing West Ham at home at Anfield, Liverpool. So West Ham is currently languishing at number 8, so they also want to cause upset and fancy chances, because there's too much pressure there at the top. So if you sleep, you snooze, you lose.
Oh yes, Liverpool ilahlile. They haven't won in their last 2 outings, so Liverpool ilahlile. It is official.
Yeah.
Good morning and a warm welcome to you wherever you are within South African borders and beyond. We've got you covered. Don't you worry about a thing. All you have to do is sit back, relax, and allow us to entertain you. You are tuning in to Sports Geek with Sponalong only on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. We can always get in touch with us on our studio WhatsApp line number, which is 07-333-16934. Our studio WhatsApp line number again is 07-333-16934. TikTok and Facebook, we are there as Nirvana World FM. Your music. Halala. Thank you very much to my colleague, that is DJ Poen. He brought us 10 keys. That was between 10 and 11 o'clock. Catch him again next week, Saturday, same time, same place, as he brings you 10 keys as always. And you know the drill by now. Don't you dare, ungalinge, leave behind your dancing shoes, because they will definitely come handy as DJ Poen gets everyone on the dance floor, you included. At the summit, in our today's menu, we'll definitely talk cricket. Things are happening in as far as cricket. South Africa T20 Challenge is concerned. We are in the knockout stages. We saw the semis taking place this week. We'll also look at the Indian Premier League. And Omodeba will also tell us how far off are we in as far as the T20 Cricket World Cup that will be co-hosted by USA and Japan and Jamaica rather come June this year. We'll also look at Telkom Netball Look. It started in earnest yesterday, the 26th of April. Telkom Netball League is back with a bang. Vodacom United Rugby Championship is also taking a center stage this weekend. That is rugby for you. Motorsport, things are happening in that part of the world. I believe this weekend it is the Spanish GP. Tennis, like Motiba did mention, spoke about Carlos Alcaraz. Will dip into that and get to see what's happening in as far as Barcelona Open is concerned, Madrid Open is concerned. That is tennis for you. And as always, we'll close things off with football, domestic football, and so as international football. Oh yes, so the song that's playing in the background, it is none other than Mamelodi's Sundowns song. Oh, we saw what happened last night at the capital city. That was at the Loftus Versfeld Stadium when Sundowns eventually went down 2-0 in the Continental Tournament when they were playing against the outfit all the way from Tunisia. That is Esperance. We'll dig into that when we talk football with our sports analyst Motiba Peter. Time now, it is 36 minutes after 11 or after 11 o'clock. Don't forget that we are together from now until 1 o'clock. Like always, now that I'm complaining, I just love the sound of it. Without any further ado, cricket. Things, I believe, they are taking shape in as far as Cricket South Africa T20 Challenge is concerned. I believe the round robin is done and dusted, and it is the crunch time now. It is the knockout stages.
Indeed, and the curtains are almost closed. So if I can just give the final standings after the round robin matches have taken place there, we've got the Highveld Lions finishing top, and then there's the Dolphins at number 2. Highveld Lions finished on 44 points, and then the Dolphins on 41 points. The Warriors also on 41 points. I think they were separated by the net running rate. Who has the better net running rate there? And then also the Titans, our very own defending champions, finished fourth there on 39 points. So it's a matter of the semi-finals that took place on Thursday as well as Wednesday there, where we saw the first match there, the Lions up against the defending champions Titans there, where they posted 134 for 2 after 14.4 overs. You can see that they were just rampant in that particular match. So Titans posted 131 for 9 after 18 overs. So, but Daquan Smith method also took part because it was raining, so which favored the Lions as they won by 8 wickets in that particular match. Then the second match took place on Thursday, where the Dolphins hosted the Warriors. They were the runners-up of last season, by the way. Yes. So in that game, they posted 166 for 5 the Dolphins after 18 overs, and then the Warriors also posted 161 for 4 after 20 overs. You can see that it was just marginal as the Dolphins won by 5 wickets. So which means Dolphins will definitely meet the Lions in the final. Question is, will they be able to redeem themselves for what transpired last season?
That's the Dolphins, yeah.
Indeed, the final is taking place tomorrow. Kickoff is at 6 o'clock.
Sure, Dolphins, they have to redeem themselves. They just cannot afford to be bridesmaids 2 years in a row, reach the finals and be in football and be like Chelsea, reaching all the finals but don't win any of them. So let's hope Dolphins tomorrow they will go on and beat Lions. But it doesn't look like it's going to be easy looking at the way Lions form, because even if you check at the log standings, Lions were sitting at the summit.
At the summit with 44 points. So you can see that they stretched some 3 points gap by the looks of things. It's not going to be easy. So let's see if they will be able to get that particular victory. I can't wait. It's going to be interesting final.
Titans didn't make it this time around.
This time they didn't make it. They were knocked out in the semi-finals. So I think they might have been disappointed with themselves.
Surely Titans, they definitely didn't have the great run. But I must say, I feel sorry for Warriors. Warriors, at some stage, I thought they were going to run away with it. They had a great stellar of the season. But then towards the end of the local standings, they didn't do that pretty well. Like they always say, it's not how you started, but rather how you finish. And it looks like within, as far as Warriors are concerned, they took the foot off the pedal towards the end of the season.
I think lack of consistency was just their main downfall, especially also with the Titans. We can throw them as well. They were just very inconsistent when I looked at their performances throughout the CSA T20 Challenge chain.
Yeah, no, but the Titans, they had a bad season by their standards.
By
their standards,
yeah.
Yes. They didn't do well. But Warriors, at some stage, they were doing pretty well, and actually I must say I'm disappointed because I tipped them to go all the way and win it. I didn't expect to see Lions overtaking them and eventually seeing Warriors losing to Dolphins.
Because majority have got quality players, if you can check, an experienced one, but so you expect them to do well, but on the day they just choked a bit.
I was avoiding using that word. I was deliberately avoiding. Then you went straight to it. And then they're still with the cricket, and then now we're going elsewhere and look at the Indian Premier League. I believe we are on round match 34. Things are happening as far as the Indian Premier League is concerned.
Indeed, some of the teams have played 9 matches and some have played 8 matches. So I do have the results of some of the matches here that played on Thursday. Yeah, I see Sunrisers Hyderabad hosted the Royal Challengers, where the Sunrise Hyderabad posted 171 for 8 after 20 overs, and then the Royal Challengers posted Bengaluru. They posted 206 for 7 after 20 overs, as the Royal Challengers Bengaluru, they were winners on the day on 35 runs. You can see that they were just marvelous to watch on the day. So as far as the league is concerned, I've got the standings here where the Rajasthan Royals, they call them the RR. Yes, on 8 points, 8 matches played. They are seated on 14 points at the top there. So followed by Kolkata Knight Riders at number 2. They've also played 8 matches there, 10 points. They're trailing the Rajasthan Royals by 4 points. And then there's Sunrisers Hyderabad also at number 3 on 10 points as well. They've played 8 matches there with Lucknow Super Giants as well. They are seated at number 4 and also 10 points with 8 matches played. And number 5, we've got Chennai Super Kings, our very own defending champions, by the way.
Yes, yeah.
So they are currently have played 8 matches. They've got 8 points. You can see that they're not doing well. Very inconsistent by the looks of things there. So at number 6, we've got the Delhi Capital, have played 9 matches, Capitals there. They're seated also in 8 points. At number 7, we've got the Gujarat Titans there, have played 9 matches, are seated on 8 points. And then Mumbai Indians, Guanama Packers team there at number 8 with 9 matches played but 6 points. They're not doing well also. The Punjab Kings as well, they're seated at number 9 with 8 matches played, seated on 6 points. And lastly, the Royal Challengers Bengaluru at the basement of the log, they're number 10, or having played 9 matches and are currently on 4 points. There's still more matches to play. I can also give one of the matches that played yesterday. The Kolkata Knight Riders hosted the Punjab Kings, where the Kolkata Knight Riders posted 216 for 6 after 20 overs, and Punjab Kings they posted 262. You can see that they were just having a game of their life there for 2 after 18.4 overs, as they won by 8 wickets though. So the Punjab Kings there on the day. So the fixtures to look forward to today, we've got the Delhi Capitals up against the Mumbai Indians. I think they'll want to consolidate on their position on the log, because I can see there's too much battle as far as the 8 points and the 10 points as well. So Guanama Packers team, they need to start picking up those points because it's very crucial currently. So although there's still more 8 to 9 matches to go, as they're supposed to play 18 matches by the looks of things. Then there's Lucknow Super Giants up against Rajasthan Royals at 4 o'clock. Then the Delhi Capitals will host Mumbai Indians at 12 o'clock this afternoon. Later on tomorrow, is Gujarat Titans up against Royal Challengers Bengaluru at 12 o'clock, and then also the Chennai Super Kings, the defending champions, up against the Sunrisers Hyderabad. The game is taking place at 4 o'clock. On Monday, we've got the Kolkata Knight Riders up against the Delhi Capitals. The game will take place as well at 4 o'clock. I think points will definitely be crucial going forward.
Oh yes, points will definitely be crucial going forward. Let's hope that Mumbai Indians that definitely try and get out of the blocks and start collecting maximum points, and of which will see themselves at least making it to the knockout stages. So I believe by the who's leading the log table currently?
It looks like it's
Kolkata. Is it Kolkata Knight Riders?
It's Rajasthan Royals.
Rajasthan Royals.
Kolkata Knight Riders, they dropped because at some point they lost the game there.
And even last night, I believe Kolkata Knight Riders, they went down with 8 wickets against the Punjab Kings.
Punjab Kings, yes.
Yeah, still with that yesterday's game of Kolkata Knight Riders, I think they posted one of the biggest score in as far as the T20 is concerned. They posted 261 for 2, and it was some kind of a done deal that Punjab Kings, they were not going to come back and overhaul that score. Guess what? Punjab Kings, they came back and they overhauled that score. They posted 262, having lost only 2 wickets. So surely, in so doing, Punjab Kings, they saw themselves rewriting Indian Premier League record books, chasing one of the highest score and overhaul it. So surely that was a great game indeed. Johnny Bairstow was definitely on song last night from in that game. So it was a great game indeed. So surely in this afternoon's fixtures, we will be hoping that more records, maybe they will be tumbling left, right, and center.
And you look at Punjab Kings as well. So I think that victory will definitely push them, because they were seated second from bottom. Yes. So yeah, it will boost their confidence from the players as well.
Oh yes, indeed. And then still with the T20 games, don't forget that come June this year, it's going to be the T20 Cricket World Cup. How far off are we, and how do the teams lined up in as far as that forthcoming Cricket World Cup?
As far as the number of days are left, so we are left with 35 days to go. So you can see that June is just around the corner as we are concluding April during the week, especially on Tuesday. So we'll be saying 1 month to go and few days. But then as the IPL is taking place, so hopefully some of the players are convincing the coach Shukri Conrad that we also want to raise our hands to come and represent the country. So far so good. So we are left with 35 days. As we spoke earlier on, that USA and Jamaica are the co-hosts of this wonderful CSA 220 World Cup. So it's going to be interesting. So as far as the groups are concerned, in Group A, we've got the Indians, they're the 2 champions, by the way, with the likes of Pakistan, Ireland, Canada, as well as USA, the host there. So in Group B, we've got England, Australia, Namibia, Scotland, as well as Oman. So Namibia must just do well as well to represent Africa as well. But you know they've got a stubborn team in Australia. So that's why they're going to make things interesting as far as this wonderful World Cup is concerned. In Group C, we've got New Zealand, West Indies, Afghanistan, Uganda, as well. Uganda representing Africa there, then the Papua New Guinea. So let's see if they'll be able to do well. You know, West Indies also, they're very stubborn. I've seen when they thrashed our very own Protea women and also giving South Africa a tough time. The Proteas there. It's going to be interesting as well. There in Group D, we've got us South Africans against Sri Lanka, Netherlands, Bangladesh, and Nepal. So we must make sure that we settle the score with Netherlands after what they did to us previously. So I won't forget that one.
Oh yes, it's going to be interesting indeed. We are just 35 days away from the T20 Cricket World Cup, which will be hosted by Jamaica and USA come June this year.
Welcome. This is your favorite station. Stay tuned.
There'll be no strings to bind your hands, not if my love can't bind your heart. There's no need to take a stand, for it was I who chose to start. I see no need to take me home. I'm old enough to face the dawn. Baby, just call me angel of the morning, baby. Just touch my cheek before you leave me. Just call me angel of the morning, yeah.
Thank you so much to Dorothy Moore, Angel of the Morning. Wow, this song, the 70s and 80s, everyone was born in that generation. Surely they love this song to bits. I hope I have not given my age away in the process. In the process.
Just reminded me of the old parents. Even my mom used to like the song.
Oh, this song.
late mom, yeah.
Yeah, those people in 70s and 80s
It is, yeah.
babies, they
And we're
love
still young
this.
by that time. So we'll say, raise that volume up. Raise that volume. I want to listen to that song.
And for some reason, I grew up knowing this song was done by Jonama Trading. I don't know where did I get that information. Only later on that I like, no man, it's not Jonama Trading. It's Dorothy Moore who does this song. I don't know where and how did I get that information. 'Cause that's the information that I always had till I tried. Let me try and get my facts right. And then, to my surprise, it is Dorothy Moore, Angel of the Morning. Let's quick go for a breather, a commercial breather. When we return, we'll be talking a Telkom Netball League. That is, which started in earnest yesterday here in Johannesburg.
Ever heard a baby bellow at the top of its lungs in a public place, far from your best music track, right? For a more beautiful note, contact Nirvana Sounds for your studio and live recordings. We engineer sound to perfection according to your specifications. We ensure crisp and clear audio-video conversions and delight your function with sound, stage and lights for hire. Our quotes are pleasurable to the ear. Contact us now on 083 945 7664. Nirvana Sounds, powered by Gospel World FM.
Getting your business seen online can be tricky and confusing. At Silly Moose Designs, we offer a comprehensive list of services that can be personalized according to your budget and your marketing goals. From hosting to ranking on search engines, we've got you covered. Visit sillymoosedesigns.co.za to get started. We'll approach your website with passion, purpose, and power. Silly Moose Designs is a proud partner of Nirvana World FM.
In a world where compassion is needed, Ashraful Aid lent a hand to the Palestinian refugees. A source of warmth in the chill of winter, we supported children and families in Jordan. An indication to humanity's resilience and the power of unity. Embrace the spirit of giving because every bit counts. Together we can make a difference. Donate today.
You are still tuning in to Sports Geek with Sibonelo Ngcobo, only on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. And don't forget that we are coming to you live from our Lenasia studios south of Johannesburg. Egoli, Gauteng, Maboneng, Ngwanaka, Mchipa, Kwanyamakaipeli. That is Johannesburg for you. That is where we are. Lens, but that's what they say in the township. You'll hardly find someone in the township saying Lenasia. Everyone, you'll hear everyone saying Lens.
That's how they pronounce it.
Yeah, that's where we are, and we are coming to you live. Now, without any further ado, let's dive straight to Telkom Netball League. It started in earnest yesterday, the 26th of April. We saw the new kids on the block from Northwest, Chukudi, getting the taste of the Elite League. So as the defending champions, Jaguars having a great start in defending their title. That was yesterday.
Very interesting. So let's see if they will be defending that particular title, because their coach has gone to coach the national team there. Yes, so it's going to be interesting. The Jaguars, by the way, that's the team. So in this wonderful one, as the matches are taking place at Ellis Park Arena, so I don't have the results of some of the matches. At least has lived up to its expectations. Fans have stormed that place in numbers to come and rally behind their team, to come and rally behind the tournament itself. So Jaguars, the defending champions, started brightly there as they played Baobabs and they won by 53-40. And then also we saw the Fireballs winning 42-39 against the Flames. Then also because it's Division 1 and Division 2, those two were the Division 1 fixtures, they were Division 1 results. So from the Division 2, we've got the Kingdom Stars there, who managed to beat Chukudu. That's just what I fully spoke about them, that they were making the debut in this wonderful Telkom Netball League. So they lost the Chukudu there 53-42 to Kingdom Stars. And then also the Kingdom Queens there losing 32-37 against the Sunbirds. And then we also have the Tornadoes there winning 46-34 against the Lily Lilies, and also the Eastern Cape Comets. They winning 53-46 against the Diamonds, and all those matches were live on SuperSport Variety 4. If you want to know what is SuperSport Variety 4, it's simply channel 209. If you are interested in watching this particular netball, it is very interesting. It took me back to the memories of the World Cup that I also enjoyed when I was watching that. So recently, just this morning, we saw Sunbeds hosted the Sonobloem, where they won by 56-45. The Sunbeds there from Mpumalanga up against the Sonobloem of Bloemfontein, and then there's Chukuru of Northwest up against the Lilies. This time around, at least they managed to redeem themselves by collecting the victory there, 45-41. So very interesting. So in some of the matches that will be taking place throughout the day, the Flames will host the Stings at 12 o'clock. Then the Jaguars, the defending champions, will host the Alus. I think they'll want to maybe record the second victory on the trot there at 2 o'clock. Yes, from the Division 1 match as well. The Tornadoes as well will host the Kingdom Stars there at 2 o'clock, at 4 o'clock from the Division 2 match. And then lastly, the Crinums will host the Biopaps from the Division 1 match. The match will kickstart at 6 o'clock. So it's going to be interesting. I think points will be crucial for all the teams.
Oh yes, it was great indeed to see a TEDCOM Netball League making that 10. Not forgetting the hype and the tension that we saw towards the end of last season in the final. That's when Jaguars took on against the girls all the way from the Crinums from the Free State. So by the look of things, it looks like the defending champions, that is Jaguars, are having a season of that they've been hoping for to get their defense campaign on the positive note.
Very interesting. So I think also with the players, they also want to raise their hands to the new coach. Like, we want to play, as you know, we'll talk about it shortly, the squad there. So the players were just fantastic on the day. Kamokhalo Maseko is one of the players who will appear in that particular squad that was selected by their very own Janine van Dijk to come and work with them, with the 15 players. So I was so impressed, judging from how she got the woman of the match on the day. So far so good with them as the defending champions. So let's see if the new coach will do well.
You've just mentioned the Proteas squad that will be doing a business. I don't know if you do have the list of the Proteas squad. I believe that's been announced early this week by Spa Proteas head coach. That is Van Dijk.
Indeed, yes, I have to have the squad here. So those players will definitely work with Jenny Van Dijk and her assistant coach Zanele Mtotana, by the way. So the 15 players are as follows. We've got Ine Marifenter, the experience, by the way. She also worked with Noma Plumber, the outcome coach, the Rolling Strichter, who was recently called and performed so well. She also impressed the current coach as well. And Mira van der Berg as well. She worked with Noma Plumber as well. Kamokhalo Maseko, the one we just spoke about, the woman of the match in the first match. So I think maybe today she'll want to continue where she left off. The confidence is way, way high. Then there's Owetu Ngubani, Nicole Taliat, our very own shooter there. So Kanyisa Chawane, the Marvel, the ever energetic player there. So I'm always impressed when I watch
the one who's got 4 lungs.
The energy is up to somewhere. It's just on its own. She's just outrageous when you watch her performing on the pitch there.
Chawan is something.
Something else. I liked her combination with the Bongi, our very outgone captain there. Bongum Som, yes. So Refilo Nketa, there's also Talmat Mate there. There's Yante Stradom, Jamie van Veek, Buitumelo Matloko, Kala Pretorius, Nicola Smith, Aneritif. All those players will represent South Africa in our next matches to come. So it's interesting to see that some of the players are coming from the Jaguars, Jamie van Veek, with Tumelo Matloko, as well as Kamala Masoka spoke about. With the Fireballs that is performing also in the Telkom Netball League, we've got Talimate. So it's going to be interesting. So just to go back to the Telkom Netball League, as far as the dates of the Power Weeks, we've got Power Week 1 and Power Week 2. With the Power Week 1, the matches will take place from the 26th, which is started yesterday, until the 5th of May. And the second Power Week will take place on the 31st of May until 5th June, and then also on the 13th of June to the 19th of June. It will be the final Power 3 week. So let's see if Jaguars will be able to defend the title. And to the fans who are interested in going to the Ellis Park Arena, the entrance of the tickets are 50 rands, and if you are interested in being hospitalized, it's 1,000 rand the price there. So let's go there, support them, and if you are unable to go to support them, tune into SuperSport channel 209, Variety 4. All the drama and actions will be dished out there.
Oh yes, indeed. Yes, we'll definitely be following up that Telkom and Netball League. But the big question is, who will it be this time around? Will it be the Gauteng Jaguars or will it be the Gauteng Fireballs? Because that's where the competition is always. But by the look of things, Crinams, they definitely putting their hands up as well. They just don't want to be outdone by the dominated by the Gauteng teams. So we'll be watching the Telkom Netball League with keen interest and see how is it going to pan out. Just going back to the Aspa Proteas list that has been announced this week by the Spa Proteas coach, that is Janan van Dijk. The big question is, jersey number 5, our own wing defender, this is Shadin van der Merwe, is not in the squad, is not injured. The big question is, why is Shadin van der Merwe omitted in the squad? So I don't know. So maybe we'll get some explanation going forward that why was she omitted by the Spa Proteas coach? And then the big question again, still with the Proteas, is who is going to be the captain for the girls with Bongi Msomi. We all know that she retired last season. So the big question, out of this whole squad that's been announced this week, who is going to get the nod to lead the girls, the Spa Proteas team? If you were to ask me, maybe I would say Carla Pretorius, because I believe she is one of the very, very experienced players.
Yes,
I don't know. It's likely to be him, but I don't know. I'm not in Janine van Dijk's shoes. She's the one that will have to make that call.
I think for me, I'll go for Chikanisa Chawani. It's just Marvel for me. So you can see that she'll be Captain Fantastic if she was to be elected. So, but we'll put an eye and alert the listeners if the outcome of that particular selection had taken place.
Oh yes, I will be watching that development with keen interest, because surely everyone will love to get to see that who will be given that armband to lead the girls going forward. Like we all know that we saw some big retirees in as far as the Spa Proteas are concerned. So jersey number 7, goalkeeper of the Spa Proteas, that is Pumza Maweni, also retired last season. Bongi Msomi, the captain, she also retired last season. I believe, talking for Bongi Msomi, I believe she is coaching the University of Johannesburg netball team. So she is not lost in as far as the game is concerned. She just disappeared from the international arena.
You remember the tournament that we had from the under 21? She was also an assistant coach to that particular the ladies who did so well. We won the title previously. I think it was last month. So she was part of that particular technical team. So yes, with the UJ as well involved. So she's both ways. So it's good that her experience will playing in her handy to those particular teams.
Oh yes, Will. So don't forget that we'll be watching that space. That who is going to be the captain for the Spa Proteas going forward? Pastor 929 Mpura featuring Mr. Jazik Zuma, Lady D, Rismadlisa, Basnigeza, Seben's way to. Thank you very much to Pastor 929 and Mpura featuring Mr. Jazik Zuma. Lady D, the Lady Do, they gave us Umsebenzi Wethu. And surely you could hear Riz Madlisa in the background. Wow, what a stunner of the piano song this is. Unfortunately, Mpura, who's also featured in this song, is no more with us. So remember that Mpura passed away in that car accident. I believe they were driving from Johannesburg to Northwest together with another Amapiano artist that is... what is it? What is his name? I've forgotten his name. Killer Cow, yes.
Okay.
Yes, they were driving together with Killer Cow. They got involved in that car accident. Unfortunately, both of them passed away. I believe that was 2 years back. That is Mpura and Killer Cow. That's how we lost them in that accident. Once again, thank you very much to Pastor 929 featuring Yena Mpura and Mr. Jazik Zuma. Lady Do, as well as Riz Madlisa. Let's quick go for a breather. When we return, we'll be talking rugby and more rugby.
Ever heard a baby bellow at the top of its lungs in a public place, far from your best music track, right? For a more beautiful note, contact Nirvana Sounds for your studio and live recordings. We engineer sound to perfection according to your specifications. We ensure crisp and clear audio-video conversions and delight your function with sound, stage and lights for hire. Our quotes are pleasurable to the ear. Contact us now on 083 945 7664. Nirvana Sounds, powered by Gospel World FM.
In a world where compassion is needed, Ashraful Aid lent a hand to the Palestinian refugees. A source of warmth in the chill of winter, we supported children and families in Jordan. An indication to humanity's resilience and the power of unity. Embrace the spirit of giving because every bit counts. Together we can make a difference. Donate today.
Getting your business seen online can be tricky and confusing. At Silly Moose Designs, we offer a comprehensive list of services that can be personalized according to your budget and your marketing goals. From hosting to ranking on search engines, we've got you covered. Visit sillymoosedesigns.co.za to get started. We'll approach your website with passion, purpose, and power. Silly Moose Designs is a proud partner of Nirvana World FM.
Time now, it is 12 minutes after 12 o'clock. Good afternoon and a warm welcome to the second and final hour of the show. Don't forget that today being the 27th of April, it is a public holiday here in South Africa. It is the Freedom Day. Talking of Freedom Day, don't forget South Africa that come next month, Ziyakhala yet again. We do have general elections. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your kids. You owe it to all the South Africans to come out in numbers and go and vote for the political party of your choice. You owe it to all the fallen heroes who fought for the freedom in the apartheid era. So come the 29th of May, we've got a date, South Africa. Come out in numbers and go and vote in those general elections. Now, moving away from the political arena, going straight to rugby. Vodacom United Rugby Championship takes the center stage this weekend. But I believe last weekend we also saw Vodacom United Rugby Championship was very much with us. Unfortunately, South African teams did not do well in as far as the Vodacom Blue Bulls and Stormers.
And unfortunately, our very own coach, previous Pro coach, also did not do well.
Jacques
Nienaber as well, he was outplayed, outclassed, outmuscled there. So the very interesting part with the results there, as the games are getting thinner, by the way. So we're seeing Benetton, they won 36-19 against the Dragons there, and then the Lions won 44-12 against Leinster. You can see that.
The current log leaders.
The current log leaders, by the way. Looks like they want to choke where it matters most. So
yeah, add to that.
So let's wait and see going forward. So the Bulls there also, as you rightfully said, they didn't do well as well. They lost 22-27 against Munster, the defending champions, by the way. So the Stormers as well, the last season's runners-up, they also did not do well as they lost 21-27 against the Ospreys. The Connacht also thrashed the Zebra there 54-16. And lastly, the Edinburgh winning 43-18 against the Scarlets. And there were two matches that played on Friday, the 19th of April, where the Glasgow Warriors won 21-10 against the Sharks. Sharks as well, they keep losing. So I think for them, it's almost done for them to try and fight for the top 8 finish. It looks like it might be impossible for them to do that. Then Edinburgh also thrashed the Scarlets for, I should say, the Ulster won marginally in 1917 against the Cardiff Rugby. So as far as the log standings, the Leinster are still top of the log with 54 points. All the teams have played 14 matches, followed by the Glasgow Warriors there with 53 points at number 2. Then there's Munster at number 3 with 48 points. You can see that they're currently trailing. The defending champions are trailing Leinster by 6 points. So with the very 4 matches that are left, then there's Vodacom Bulls at number 4 with 46 points. There's Benetton at number 5 with 42 points, and then Stormers at number 6 with 40 points, alongside the Ospreys at number 7 with 40 points, and then also we've got the Ospreys at number 8 with 40 points, and then lastly the Edinburgh with 39 points. So yeah, the battle is just open, it's just too much. So but I think there will be a change because when I looked at Ulster's results, the results of the matches that took place there, Ulster winning 38-34 against Benetton, and then also the Scarlets winning 27-32 against the Sharks. At least this time around, Sharks, they managed to record a win there, but they're still, I think the victory there, 13 points, it will take them to 22 points, so they won't be able to move. So they'll remain at number 13. So it looks interesting within the top 8. As you know, we are currently approaching the knockout stages.
Oh yes, we are definitely approaching the knockout stages. In as far as the knockout stages are concerned, by the look of things, it looks like South Africa might represented by the Vodacom Blue Bulls. So as the last season's finalists, that is the Might Stormers. But unfortunately, we saw both South African teams last weekend going down against their European counterparts. Still with the South African teams going down last weekend, Vodacom Blue Bulls. Let's hear what their Vodacom Blue Bulls scrum half Zach Becker had to say in as far as their loss last weekend.
It was a pretty disappointing result this past weekend. But yeah, obviously we had a hard look at ourselves on Monday, and obviously we saw what we needed to work on and where we made mistakes. But yeah, to take nothing away from Munster, they're a quality outfit. They are the reigning Vodacom URC champions. They're actually a very good travelling team, and yeah, I think we didn't make it. Yeah, we made it actually hard for ourselves at the end of that game to get the win, and obviously they have world-class players and they capitalize on that.
Oh yes, that was the Vodacom Blue Bulls jersey and number 9 scrum half, conceding that yes, they played against a very good side, that is the defending champions Munster, but he went on and said they made things difficult for them, and they've done some soul searching, some reflection, and they're hoping that they will definitely do well going forward. I believe it is this weekend.
Yes.
Let's hear what he has to say in as far as in anticipation of the way of bouncing back in as far as this weekend. weekend is concerned. Here is the Vodacom Blue Bulls scrum half Zach Becker in the anticipation of their today's game.
We've got 4 games left. We want to obviously get as much points as possible in that 4 games and put the pressure on Munster, Glasgow and Leinster to hopefully drop points somewhere and to catch up to them. Hopefully we can finish the season, the last 4 games on a high and go into the quarterfinals with a high and good momentum.
For their sake and for South Africa, we definitely hope Vodacom, Blue Bulls and Stormers, at least they will go on and finish in the top 8 and see themselves qualify for the knockout stages, because the Sharks, yes, it doesn't look good at all. Lions, if last week's performance is anything to go by, beating the current log leaders convincingly, beat the current log leaders Leinster last weekend, maybe, just maybe, Lions might spring a surprise and force their way within the knockout bracket. But Stormers and Vodacom Blue Bulls definitely are certain ones in as far as the knockout stages are concerned.
Speaking of the Lions, they also do stand a chance because currently they're trailing number 7 by 1 point because they're on 39 points. Number 7 is on 40 points. Yeah. It's going to be an interesting finish. So speaking of that, let's look into the fixtures that are taking place today. Yes, Zebras will host the Glasgow Warriors there at 2 o'clock. Then the Blue Bulls, we spoke about, they're playing Ospreys there at 3 o'clock. Then the Cardiff will host the Edinburgh at 4:05 there. Then the Lions will host the Munster. Let's wait and see if they will be able to shock another big giants there. So as they did to the Leinster, so this time around they're playing the defending champions.
Oh yes, as South Africans will be hoping for that.
Most definitely. So at 5 o'clock, and then the Stormers will host the Leinster. What a game to watch for the weekend. So let's see who will be the winner. Stormers up against the Leinster. It's a tough match at 7 o'clock kickoff, and then Dragons up against the Connacht at 9 o'clock. So let's see if they will be able to do well. It's going to be interesting going into today's matches.
It is going to be interesting indeed, especially from the South African perspective. Munster, Leinster, they are in town. Stormers, Vodacom Blue Bulls, Lions, they definitely have to try and go all the way and fly the South African flag sky high. But like I said, we hope come end of the pool stages, we'll have 2 or 3 will be a bonus to have 3 teams in the knockout stages in as far as South African perspective is concerned. In English, they always say there is always first time for everything. In motor racing last weekend, it was exactly that. Max Verstappen, for the first time ever, eventually winning out in China.
Most definitely. That's his 4th victory of the season out of the 5 matches that he's participated. So it was very interesting because it was just how he started in from pole position, exchanging of who gets to go top up there. So it was just interesting on the day. So looking into the winners as well, he managed to collect 25 points. Then with Nando Norris following him as well on 18 points. Then the Sergio Perez, his teammate, on 15 points. And also Charles Leclerc on 12 points and Carlos Sainz. So it was just a moral confident boost. So as I've said it before, that he doesn't like to lose two races on the trot, especially with the Australian Motor Grand Prix that he lost. So this time around he recovered so well. So in terms of the overall standings, up to 5 races, he's currently top with 110 points, followed by teammate Sergio Perez on 85. You can see that it's a 25-point gap. Let's see if we will be able to catch up going forward. It's Sergio Perez, Charles Leclerc at number 3 with 76 points, Carlos Sainz at number 4 with 69 points, and those are our top 4. So the next race will take place. It's a Spanish MotoGP taking place on a fortnight. In fact, tomorrow. Yes, it's tomorrow. Let's see if we will be able to collect more points with Sergio Perez as well. The only player who's having a poor season so far, Lewis Hamilton. As you know, he's just joined Ferrari going into next season. So we must try to work hard going forward. But so far, so good for Max Verstappen. So also with the MotoGP, let's see if they will be able to do well. Because I'm disappointed with Francisco Bagnaia. He hasn't been doing well so far. He's currently seated 5th as far as the standings are concerned, with George Martin topping the standings as well. So yeah, it looks good because currently this weekend is a Spanish MotoGP that is taking place.
Oh yes, it is definitely a Spanish GP this weekend. So we'll be watching the space that how does that eventually pan out. Wayuthwa taba injalo lento losomnetso halala.
seen you shine so bright. Never seen so many men ask you if you wanted to dance. Looking for a little romance, given half a chance. I have never seen that dress you're wearing, or the highlights in your hair that catch your eye. I have been blind, lady in red is dancing with me, cheek to cheek. There's nobody here, it's just you and me. It's where I wanna be, but I hardly know this beauty by my side. I'll never forget the way you look tonight. I've never seen you looking so gorgeous as you did tonight. I've never seen you shine so bright. You were amazing. Never seen so many people want to be there by your side. And when you turn to me and smile, it took my breath away. I have never had such a feeling of complete and utter love as I do tonight. Lady in red is dancing with me, cheek to cheek. There's nobody here, it's just you and me. It's where I wanna be, but I hardly know this beauty by my side. I'll never forget the way you look tonight. I never will forget the way you look tonight. The lady in red, the lady in red, the lady in red, my lady in red.
Oh, thanks so much to Chris de Beek giving us Lady in Red. I've never seen you look so great. I've never seen you look so beautiful in this dress. That is Lady in Red, given to us by none other than Chris de Beek. Now, without any further ado, time seems to be not on our side. Let's dive straight to tennis. What's happening as far as tennis is concerned?
Last weekend we saw the Barcelona Open there where Casper Ruud hosted Stefano Tsitsipas, so it was a repeat of the Miami Open, where Stefano Tsitsipas managed to win against Casper Ruud in that Miami Open. But this time around, it looks like the table were turned. So as Casper Ruud won that particular final by 2 sets, 7-5 and 6-3. So it was a sweet revenge by the looks of things. So this weekend, again, we just saw the starting of Madrid Open. So unfortunately, in that particular Barcelona Open, if I can just go back a bit there, so our very own Yannick Sinner, we thought he was going to have the sixth final of his life, but it wasn't to be because he was ill, he was not feeling well, he managed to withdraw. But the opponent who played with him on the day, Lorenzo Musetti, there, he was given a way forward because he couldn't participate further. So I was just anticipating to go to the sixth final, but it wasn't to be. So all in all, it's hard luck and speedy recovery to him. So we just had the Miami Open this week in Spain taking place. Started on the 24th, and then we saw even yesterday there were some few matches that took place there where Carlos Alcaraz hosted the Alexander Shevchenko, whom as well couldn't participate with as far as Barcelona Open is concerned, because of also complaining about their right hand being in pain. So in that particular game against Alexander Shevchenko, he managed to win 2 sets, the 6-2, 6-1. And then there's Alexander Zverev there, who also hosted Bona Koric there. So whereas Zverev won by 6-3, 6-2 on 2 sets as well. Then Andrei Rublev as well hosted Facundo Bagnis there, where he won by 6-1, 6-4. It's Andrei Rublev there on 2 sets. Majority of players have won by 2 sets, which means that they really are hungry by the looks of things. Then there's Herbert Hurkacz, who's currently ranked 8th on the standings there against Jack Draper there, where Herbert Hurkacz won by 6-1, 6-2, 7-5 as well on 2 sets. Then there's Holger Rune, who hosted Mariano Novan, our very own Holger Rune, who's currently ranked 11th, won by 7-6, 7-4, but he lost the first sets 5-7. So which means it was a 2-1 battle. So in terms of the fixtures to look forward to this weekend, we see Iga Swiatek from the female side. She'll host Sorana Cestia there. Let's see if she'll be able to do well there. There's Coco Gauff up against Diana Jamstramska there from the female side as well. And then also there's Sloane Stephens up against Maria Zakari. There's Leila Fernandez up against Ons Chapia. And also Madison Keys up against Ludmila Samsonova there. So it's very interesting. Let's see if they will be able to win this particular match. From the male side, we've got Yannick Sinner up against Lorenzo Senego. There's also Alex de Minaur up against Rafael Nadal. It's going to be interesting. I can't wait.
It's great to have Nadal back.
He is back this time around. I was so disappointed not to see Novak Djokovic participating, as we spoke about his accolades that he achieved midweek.
Yes.
There's also Thiago Monteiro up against Stefano Tsitsipas. I think he'll want to continue where he left off Tsitsipas after doing so well in that particular Barcelona, having lost, but Casper Ruud this time around defeating him.
Yes.
So let's see if he will be able to win as well. And we've got Robert Bautista there up against Karen Kachanov. It's going to be interesting as well. And lastly, Daniil Medvedev up against Matteo Arnaldi. So it's going to be a big game as well. Let's wait and see. When I come back, we'll give the listeners the fixtures and the results of the match that would have taken place midweek, as well as this wonderful weekend.
Oh, it is going to be interesting indeed. It is a Madrid Open this time around. Still with the Madrid Open, yesterday Carlos Alcaraz beat who's this Shevchenko. Let's hear what the third seed Carlos Alcaraz said yesterday after seeing himself qualifying for the third round in as far as Madrid Open is concerned.
I did pretty well, honestly. I mean, the last month I just practiced slices, volleys, and backhand, so I think it works pretty well today. That's something that I was thinking about, approaching to this match, trying to hit the forehand really softer, let's say, and I'm trying to be aggressive with the backhand, trying to catch the net as soon as possible, and I think I did a really good match in that part.
And now we're changing gears from tennis, diving straight to football, starting with domestic football. DStv Premiership, we saw the teams last weekend they played, where Kaizer Chiefs continued firing blanks as of late.
It's really tough, but they always say it's never rains but pouring. So we're seeing Golden Arrows played 1-1 draw against Royal AM in a KZN derby where Motebang Sera from Lesotho, they're scoring for Twitli Twatla there. And then also Zukile Mkhize scoring an own goal for equalizer for Golden Arrows there. Then Skokoni United hosted Cape Town Space. The continuous struggle. What a goal I saw from Asako Tiwani from the center of the pitch. I think that will be a contender for goal of the season. So let's wait and see if they will be able to do well. And Smithendorp was under pressure in this game. And then the Clown Sema continued to do well in that particular match. So Orlando Pirates won against Amazulu 1-0, where there was a controversial red card there on Abu Bakar Mobara. Tactically, when you watch Amazulu, I was so impressed because they frustrated Orlando Pirates. But with Orlando Pirates, very impressive because they never gave up. Because in the first half, they struggled to penetrate that Amazulu defense, but it wasn't to be. So I think the likes of Abubakar Mobara before he was sent off,
Yes.
as well as Tarek Phillips, Ramatlem Patlele did excellently well. But towards the 12 minutes left of the match, that's where we saw Munapuli Saleng coming as a sub, playing
yes.
a cut back towards Tofas Mabaso, and he tapped the ball in the back of the net. So, which shows that they continue to do well against Amazulu, because the Amazulu have never beaten Pirates in the last 9 years. Very interesting there, so it's a better record. Hence, we saw towards the end of last season, owner Sandilen Zungu dismissed Ayanda Dlamini after he lost 4-0 against Pirates in the last game of the season, saying he's not ready to coach a team of Amazulu. So, very interesting on that one. So Fazuma Basa, as he increased his tally of goals to 11 goals after scoring from that game. Then SuperSport United also went down to Chippa United by 2-0. So credit to Kolelo Kopo and Tabo September as co-coaches, helped by their very own technical director, the Morgan Mamila. TD Jakes, yes. In that game, we saw Kolelo Kopo and Tabo September are from SuperSport. Remember, they worked together with Kakavin Hunt. So this time around, they were the student, but they defeated their teacher there, as not Tolo Kwaiba, as well as Benvenu Ivanga, were the goal scorers on the day. So I'm so impressed with Benvenu Ivanga. I remember he was not getting game time at Orlando Pirates.
Yes.
So this time around, he's at Chippa United. I remember he also scored against Kaizer Chiefs.
Oh, yes, he did.
And they've played 4 matches. In those 4 matches, they've won them by 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. So Chiefs 2-0, Cape Town Spurs 2-0. The Versum SuperSport 2-0, and the other game in the cup game 2-0. So very interesting. So they're doing so well so far. So they're currently the most improved team, because that victory took them to the top 8. So on Sunday, we saw Richards Bay shocked Kaizer Chiefs 1-0. It's very surprising, because in that game, if you can check, Richards Bay approached the game a bit defensive, cautious, but they only got 1 chance from a corner kick standard situation. Then they were at home, and then that's how they won the match. Poor defending by Kaizer Chiefs. They've marked zonally, but they're unable to deal with one player who came in and hit the ball. So in that game, we
Not the tallest of players.
Not the tallest of players, you rightfully said. The players, the likes of Mdusi Shabalala, Ashley Dupre, they missed chances. Christian Saile as well. So it was so disappointing, judging from how they were not clinical in front of goals. And you check the number of shots on target, it's 9, but they can't even score a single one. So very disappointing from a team of Kaizer Chiefs, because that loss currently took them outside the top 8. So it's going to be interesting. And with Zumus Vilagazi, so it was a morale boost, because they were coming into that game after they defeated Solos by 1-0. So at least they managed to collect 2 victories before yesterday. We'll come to that shortly. So we also saw Polokwane City play 2-2 draw against Cape Town City. And by the way, Cape Town City, they are yet to record a victory in this current 2024. But at least they managed to grab a point away at Polokwane City. With Polokwane City, I'm impressed, because they are almost within the top 8. They're just that they're very inconsistent, but they are able to do well with less resources, because remember, the Sema parted ways with them. They hired Putimo Hafe to take over, and it's not doing that badly. Previously, we know them as a team that always fights for relegation, but so far, they've improved so well. So we also saw TS Galaxy, they're losing 2-1 against Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch, 22 matches unbeaten. Steve Parker deserved credit in all competitions. I was so impressed when I saw the likes of Fawas Pasadine and Andrew Dion scoring for Stellis, and with also Letlhogonolo Mojela. I think he enjoys playing against Stellenbosch, because in that final of the Carling Cup, he also scored a goal there. So midweek, we saw Mamelodi Sundowns winning 2-1 against Kukuni United, where Tashirik Matthews was also one of the goal scorers. But Chibuko, he's scoring from the penalty spot. I think in that game, John Desi Onyango, if I remember very well, he was injured and replaced by Jody February. Imagine Jody February joining the team in 2019, but just got his debut this week. After such a long time, 5 years.
5 years on the bench.
On the bench. And in that game, Mamelodi Sundowns rested so many players, focusing on the CAF Champions League, which we'll also talk shortly about it. So, but then they stretched the lead at the top of the log. So very interesting.
Oh, very interesting indeed, as far as DSTV Premiership is concerned. And like I rightfully mentioned, that Stellenbosch, they haven't lost for a long time. If I check my stats, I believe the last time they lost the game was way back in September. They lost against Mamelodi Sundowns. And Mamelodi Stellenbosch, they just never looked back. Since then, they seem to be beating everything and everyone coming their way of late.
And speaking of Mamelodi Sundowns, indeed, also they dig deeper, by the way, because Stellenbosch in that game, I remember they lost 3-1, but they scored first. So, but then the game was suspended due to rain. Then there had to be a replay and everything. That's why I think Mamelodi Sundowns gained momentum by scoring the 3 goals. But so far, so good for Steve Parker. I think for me, it's my contender for coach of the season. Judging from Vile, remember they also won the Carling Black Label Cup.
Yes.
So you look at players like Ikram Renas, Devin Titus, Ansett Ura, the debutant, is doing well, scoring 7 goals this season. You look at in the middle of the pack, you have Jaden Adams, whom we had rumors that is going to Mamelodi Sundowns at the end of the season. So you see Clint Dooley at the back. You've got the tall Ismail Torre, my defender or contender for defender of the season, and goalkeeper Sage Stevens, whom sometimes is deputized by August Karen Masuluke. For me, very impressive when I watched Stellenbosch.
Oh, very impressive indeed as far as Stellenbosch is especially also considering their financial muscle and the big names. They don't have any big names. It's just they've got average players or with no big names, but their results, they definitely look great indeed. That is a Stellenbosch for you. Job well done indeed in as far as the Staleys are concerned and their coach Steve Barker. And then still with the DSTV Premiership, let's proceed and look at the this weekend's feature.
Before I give the features, there were 2 matches that took place last night.
Last night, yes.
We saw Cape Town Spurs scoring a late goal on the 86 minutes. There's a player called Azola Chakalashe. They scored the winner from the header against the very same Richards Bay, which defeated Kaizer Chiefs and Morocco Solos, which means Richards Bay has defeated 2 Soweto teams. I don't know what's going on there. Mosanyata must also work hard as well. We'll talk about Solos shortly. So that win from Smidendorp made sure that the battle is still on. So I was saying if they are to play a draw or lose that game, definitely they will be out because Richards Bay by that time it opened a huge 8 points gap. So Chess Galaxy hosted Morocco Solos. I think also they were trying to redeem themselves. Remember they were put it outside the Nedbank Cup by Chippa United. Last week they lost 2-1 to Stellenbosch. So at least this time around they managed to win because the 2 games they lost at home. Then they played the 3rd match against Morocco Solos, 2-1. So Spio Matlangu as well as Samir Nokovic is continuing doing well as well.
Oh yes, he's doing what a revelation.
They found themselves on the score sheet with Kabadino Mango scoring the consolation goal for Swai there. So Morosanyatama is not doing well so far. I thought they were coming confidently after having drawn 2-2 against Mamelodi Sundowns, but it wasn't to be. So with some of the fixtures taking place, Amazulu will host Chippa United today at 3 o'clock. Let's see if Thabo September, Guanelokopo will continue where they left off. Pablo Franco Martin is not doing well. He lost against Pirates. I think he will also want to redeem themselves. The game is taking place at Moses Mabhida Stadium. Kaizer Chiefs 5:30. They are hosting SuperSport United. And they've taken the game to Peter Mokaba, by the way, where they lost in the first round 1-0 to the very same SuperSport United. Gavin Hunt hasn't recorded a victory this year, so it's going to be interesting. So let's see if he'll do that double or Kaizer Chiefs this time around hold them. But for me, I foresee a draw in that game. Let's wait and see. So the Stellenbosch up against Polokwane City. I think that's a battle between Stellenbosch and Orlando Pirates at the second spot there, where they're currently leading Pirates by 3 points. And a win here will stretch it to 6 points because Orlando Pirates are yet to play tomorrow. So, and tomorrow, speaking of tomorrow, they're playing Mamkiza Royal AM at Harry Kuala, 3 o'clock kickoff. And then also Cape Town City will host Golden Arrows at 5:30. Eric Chintla hasn't recorded a victory as well. So this 2024, so it's going to be interesting if we will be able to get points. But it's got a good record against Golden Arrows. Golden Arrows has never beaten Cape Town City in a league match. It's only in that Calibri label where they defeated Cape Town City 3-1. So we will be watching that one. And on Tuesday, as the matches are coming thick and fast, Cape Town Spurs will host Polokwane City. I think they will be desperate for points. They're playing also at Athlone again, just like last night. And then Richards Bay will host Amazulu in a KZN derby. So on Wednesday, in a public holiday, Chippa United will host Morocco Solos at 3 o'clock. Royal AM will host SuperSport United at 7:30. Skokun United will host TS Galaxy at 7:30. And then also Stellenbosch will host Golden Arrows. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Orlando Pirates is also playing Cape Town City away from home. So they'll need points as well. But as you know, when you look into the history of Orlando Pirates, whenever they travel to Cape Town, they always struggle for results. It's either they lose or they draw. As we saw this season, they lost 1-0 to Stellenbosch at the start of the season, and they also lost 2-1 to Cape Town Spurs. So that's how I'm seeing it. But let's wait and see. So I think they'll want to do well, considering the fact that Stellenbosch are busy collecting results. So they'll be saying, as they're playing Polokwane City tonight, Stellenbosch, we want to do the same, to double as we did defeat Polokwane City in that Black Label 2-0 at the old Peter Mokaba in Polokwane. So the big one that is taking place on Thursday, Kaizer Chiefs up against Mamelodi Sundowns. Let's see if Mamelodi Sundowns, because speaking of Mamelodi Sundowns, their game against TS Galaxy has been squeezed to Monday. So on Monday, TS Galaxy will be visiting Loftus Stadium to play Mamelodi Sundowns. So matches are coming thick and fast. So Kaizer Chiefs up against Mamelodi Sundowns. I think Kaizer Chiefs, they've got a tough assignment against 2 Pretorians, starting with SuperSport today and then Mamelodi Sundowns midweek. So Kevin Johnson will be under pressure. I think failure to get a result here will result in fans maybe vandalizing or doing something. We'll have to wait and see. I'll be curious on watching that game in a keen interest.
Well, it is going to be tough indeed for the struggling Kaizer Chiefs when they're playing the Pretorian side. They're starting with the SuperSport United this evening, and then they come Thursday. The champions in waiting, that is Mamelodi Sundowns. Talking of champions in waiting, so surely at the top, it goes without saying that it is a given that Mamelodi Sundowns, they will go all the way and win the DStv Premiership for the record 7 times on the trot. And then at the bottom, that's where it is tough for Richards Bay. Cape Town Spurs throw Swallows in the mix. What is your take in as far as the relegation battle is concerned? Whom do you expect to get an automatic relegation, and whom do you expect to get the second bite on the cherry in as far as the playoffs are concerned?
I think for me, Ernest Mizendorp is just under pressure. Yes, he might have won, but for me, it's just under pressure. They started to woke up way too late. So Richards Bay for me will go for playoffs, because we look at Moroka Swallows. They've been in this movie before. They've avoided relegation on few occasions. Even last season they were in this movie, but they managed to beat the likes of Kaizer Chiefs and ended up at the number 8. That's where they played Mamelodi Sundowns in that MTN 8 at the start of the season. So Swallows will definitely survive relegation. Richards Bay playoffs, Cape Town Spurs for me is just too much. Pressure is just too much. Although they're trailing 5 points, where will they get the 5 points? Yes, I can agree that Richards Bay are having tough games as well. Orlando Pirates is also one of them. After they played Amazon, they'll travel to Orlando to face Orlando Pirates. So for me, it's just too much for Middendorp. He tried his best. It's just that he came late after the mess was done when Sean Bartlett took over. So Sean Connor also was hired, and this time he was dismissed. This is the coach that defeated Orlando Pirates 2-1 at the start of the season, but things are just not working. And you look at as Middendorp had some bit of momentum because before the international break, where he won 2 matches and drawn 2 matches. But when he came back, Cape Town Spurs lost 4 matches. That's where pressure was, because have you taken those 12 points and added with the current point that are having 15 points, would have made a huge difference, 27 points. But they lost matches against the likes of Swallows, Skukuni, and by smaller margins. That's where I thought that's the blunder in that downfall. So for me, it is what it is. Richards Bay will definitely play in the playoffs. As I don't understand that style of play. They're playing one of those anti-football where head I goal. So that's how I'm seeing it.
So you predict Cape Town Spurs to get the automatic
relegation.
Richards Bay FC getting the second bite of the cherry in the playoffs. So talking of the playoffs, that reminds me of the Motsepe Foundation Championship. Whom will they be playing in that playoffs? First, tell us, how does the Motsepe Foundation table look like? Who stands a chance of getting the automatic promotion to the Elite League, and who will have to try and get the promotion to the Elite League via the back door of the playoffs?
By the looks of things, Makesi FC, Limpopo team, they're currently number 1.
Do you really have to say Limpopo?
It's my home team, by the way. So I'm impressed with the experienced Clinton Lassen on 49 points, top of the log there, followed by University of Pretoria on 25 points. And speaking of that, if I can carry on with the league, let me just give the results of the matches that took place yesterday, where Black Leopards won 3-0 against Orbit College. Remember, at some point, Orbit College were top of the log. Yes. So they're busy dropping points. Pretoria Callis played 1-1 draw with Uppington City. So back to the log standings there. Makesi FC, all the teams have played 25 matches, on 49 points, followed by University of Pretoria, which were campaigning in the Nedbank Cup, where they were booted out by Mamelodi Sundowns on penalties on 44 points. They're trailing Makesi FC by 5 points. There's Kasrik Stars, if you can remember very well, they also featured in the playoffs last season. Yes, this time I think they've got a chance, because number 2 and number 3 definitely will campaign in the playoffs with the number 15 of the DStv Premiership. So for me, Richards Bay is not going to be easy there. When you play such teams, they will be stubborn and hungry, and the aggression that they've seen way out of this world. So JDR Stars at number 4 on 38 points. Orbit College, they've dropped heavily there at number 5 on 38 points. Baroka FC at number 6 on 36 points. Uppington City at number 7 on 36 points. And then Maritzburg United at number 8 on 35 points. Those are the top 8. So you go down, you find Marumo Gallants are not doing well, 24 points, alongside Platinum City Rovers, which I saw one of the players there, is it Joseph Malongwane? Yes. It's just left the club. So he's gone to play in the ABC Motsepe. and Ola Lengshaku, who once played for Baroka FC. So things are not going well. So for me, I'm impressed with Clinton Datsen. If I can take you back there, remember he was called Istititi by one of the team owners, Chipampenyes,
yes.
saying that he took Polokwane City to relegation. He wanted to take Chippa United to relegation. Funny part, he saved Chippa United. I remember that season when Kaizer Chiefs did not qualify for top 8, where he beat Chippa United 1-0 to survive relegation. Then they also called Tlhaolo Sema. He saved them from relegation, was dismissed as well. Hence you see him coaching Polokwane City and went on to join Skokuni United. So far so good. Linton with his experience, remember he coached Bloemfontein Celtic, also Chippa United, I can throw them, Golden Arrows as well. So Manning Rangers, if I'm not mistaken, he was also the player from that team. So his experience is doing so well for Malkisi FC. And remember, at some point they were languishing somewhere at number 5, number 6. But ever since they carried the momentum, the consistency, they're doing well. So they're just left with a few matches to wrap up the season.
So just to recap, you expect Magesi to get an automatic promotion to the Elite League. University of Pretoria, Castric Stars, you predict them to lock horns with Richards Bay FC in the playoffs.
For me, University of Pretoria, yes. With my Castric Stars, I'm not so sure because it's a tight battle, if you can check. Castric Stars, JDR Stars, Orbit College, they're seated on 38 points. So I can also, mathematically, yes, very true. Mathematically, I can add in Baroka as well as Uppington City. In fact, those teams within the top 8, Maritzburg United as well. So I think they will be battling for that number 3. With the University of Pretoria, yes, 44 points, 6 to 7 points gap. It's just enough. Yeah, it's a bit certain. So with the other teams, they will be battling for that number 3. So when we come back even next week, we'll give them the listeners the fixtures and the results. And speaking of the results, let's just give them the fixtures quickly. There are matches taking place today. Hungry Lions will host Baroka FC. All the matches will kickstart at 3 o'clock. Magesi FC up against Maritzburg United. Milford FC, the one that put Kaizer Chiefs outside the Nedbank Cup. And I think last week they also won there in their game. So it looks so better there where they thrashed Platinum City Rovers. They battled for relegation there by 3-1. So they want to do well once again. So there's also Venda Football Academy up against University of Pretoria. So University of Pretoria will travel into Thohoyandou Stadium to go and maybe try and get points there. So tomorrow there's Castric Stars up against GDR Stars at 3 o'clock, and also Marumo Gardens up against Platinum City Rovers, another relegation battle there at 3 o'clock. So on midweek on Tuesday we've got Orbit College up against Hungry Lions. All the matches are also playing at 3 o'clock. Uppington City up against Baroka FC, and then Venda Football Academy up against Maritzburg. Maritzburg are currently fighting for that number 3rd spot to go and campaign in the playoffs. Let's wait and see if they'll do well. So on Wednesday, on Workers' Day, on a public holiday, Marumo Gardens will host Black Leopards, Limpopo Derby there, Milford FC up against Castric Stars, La Masia will host Pretoria Callis, Platinum City Rovers will host Magesi FC. I think Magesi will be wanting to consolidate and make sure that they stretch the gap at the top. Then there's University of Pretoria up against JDR Stars. So speaking of JDR Stars, there's a player called Prince Ngumalo, if you can remember him very well.
Yes.
He played for Ajax Cape Town and Skokuni United.
And he was a leading goal scorer at some stage Cape Town.
Most definitely. And currently he's also the top goal scorer at far as Multiplayer Foundation is concerned on 15 goals. So Spoilerland Tembo is on 10 goals. Very interesting. Shaka Zulu, yes.
Okay, now we're changing gears, moving away from domestic football straight to continental football. There is a Mamelodi Sundowns last night. They went down when they took on their Tunisian counterpart Esperance.
Most definitely, they were desperate to get that elusive equalizer, but it wasn't to be on the day. What a game it was, because in that game, there was Mamiche, the goalkeeper for Esperance. He made some brilliant saves. I think for me, he was that man of the match, where he denied the likes of Peter Shalulile, Chapelo Maseko, Chapelo Morena, many players there, Lucas Ribeiro, Marcelo Allende. They created so many chances there. It wasn't to be. He made those fantastic saves. So for me, as I've said it on fan base last week Sunday, that Mamelodi Sundowns, they are their own worst enemy.
Yes.
Because they always miss chances. Even when I was at the Dobsonville Stadium where they played Mirkwasalos, they missed chances after chances. And I realized, no, this team is playing and they'll definitely be the GSTV Premiership champions. But as far as this, yes, the downfall of it is that they are out of CAF Champions League, but they get this particular nod to go and play in the 2025 FIFA World Cup. So, which is good. Although I think they'll consult themselves with that, because I've seen some of them messages on social media. So with Rolando Mokoena, the fans are not happy. So maybe they're expecting him to go as far as the finals, because if you can check last season, the same Rolando Mokoena went down to, is it Wydad Casablanca?
Yes,
after
in
a
the
12
semi-finals.
in the semi-finals again, after a 12 draw. So some are saying we've seen this movie before. So previously it was Petro Luanda in the quarterfinals. So you can see that they want to win CAF Champions League, but they're not doing well. So far, I don't know if it's funny or what. Kaizer Chiefs is the only team that went on to play as far as the CAF Champions League and went all the way to the finals without using what is called a backdoor. Very interesting stats there.
You've mentioned that Mamelodi Sundowns fans are not happy with Roland Mokoena. I'd like to find out from you, what is your take in as far as Roland Mokoena is concerned, considering Mamelodi Sundowns' ambition that they want to dominate Africa. They've got all the resources. They've got almost anything and everything, all the support that Roland Mokoena can get in as far as Mamelodi Sundowns management is concerned. Like even when they fly here to Tunisia, they don't use connecting flights, they use chartered flights. So what is your take in as far as Mamelodi Sundowns is concerned? Is Roland Mokoena, do you share the same sentiment as the fans of Mamelodi Sundowns, or do you disagree? You say Mamelodi Sundowns, they should give Roland Mokoena a chance. He will definitely eventually deliver their second star that Mamelodi Sundowns fans desperately want.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, because if you can check in the DSTV Premiership, is unbeaten. So the fans must just be. It looks like they want too much from Rulani. So at some point I felt, no, it must have been fatigue. You're traveling to and fro. You have even congested of fixtures to play. So for me, yes, he tried his best. Not bad, but so far I'll give him 10 out of 10. He tried his best. So the only mistake that he made in that game yesterday was benching Themba Zwane, Tembinko Sledge, and Aubrey Mutiba. And these are the key players. You don't need them outside the pitch, because when he came in, Aubrey Mutiba, he struck the crossbar. I remember so well. So Themba Zwane, he created those moves, but it wasn't to be because they were desperate for that 3 goals. Because after the Tunisians Esperance had scored there, so which forced them to score 3 goals, and what a well taken goal by Baez there. So Ronan Williams, I'll also question him, this positioning, because I thought he's made the angle tight, but the ball just went past him, just underneath his hands. He could have done better for me. But so far with Ronan Mokoena on the right track, it's just that they're just unlucky when it comes to CAF Champions League. Remember, even after they won it, someone was saying backdoor. So Pitso Mosimane came in, he continued to struggle. So CAF Champion is just difficult. And as soon as they went to the quarterfinals, I realized, no, this is where CAF Champions will begin against young Africans, whom as well they complained about being robbed of the legitimate goal that Sundowns they scored against Sundowns. Maybe Baba Petting in Kizio, so it's just something else. It's not so good for Sundowns, because if you can remember, same thing transpired during the MTN 8, where they scored in an offside goal against Swallows, and then against Kaizer Chiefs would denied a penalty. Had they equalized from that penalty, it would have been 2-2 draw. Kaizer Chiefs would have won on goal rule. But guess what? On the final, they were lost to Orlando Pirates. So it wasn't to be. For me, Roland Mokoena is on the right track. It's just that fans, they want too much, but he is unbeaten. That's something that you must just share, because there's still a second chance with the Nedbank Cup, which they're playing Stellenbosch next weekend. So let's wait and see.
Still with Roland Mokoena and Mamelodi Sundowns, remember that when Petrus Motsepe took over Mamelodi Sundowns, he made himself very clear that they want Mamelodi Sundowns to dominate Africa, not necessarily to conquer Africa. So winning in South Africa, domestic football, was never a priority. They looked at that as a given. So Mamelodi Sundowns winning the league, they can win it 100 times. In as far as Mamelodi Sundowns is concerned, that is a given. They are expected to do that. Their ambition is to conquer Africa. Now coming back to Roland Mokoena, look at the way Mamelodi Sundowns played against a younger Africa. Home and away, they failed to find the back of the net. And then there's Esperance. Home and away, they failed to find the back of the net. And then especially coming back to last night's game, you are playing at home in front of your home crowd.
That's back to capacity, yes.
You are playing against the team that has not considered a goal in the last 8 games. You bench your penetrate and your creative players, the likes of your Themba Zwane. Explain that to me. How can you say you don't put the blame on the coach? Who benches Themba Zwane when you need all the creativity, when you need your fans to get behind your team, of which your Themba Zwane was going to offer you exactly that?
Most definitely, and he looked unhappy when he was introduced. You can see when he stood up from the bench, he was not happy.
Who benches Themba Zwane? I mean, really,
Themba Zwane is a key player, and you know, class is permanent. Look at how he did during AFCON as well. The experience that he's got with, as far as CAF Champions League is concerned, previously when they played in the loose finals, was he a long-serving player at Mamelodi Sundowns? I think that's a big blunder. I spoke about it that Rulani made a mistake.
A big mistake indeed as far as the benching Thembazwane rather is concerned. It just didn't make sense to me that you need all the creativity that you may need. You've got your home fans. Marking yesterday or destroying was not an option. You needed all the creativity and penetration, knowing that Esperance, they do have a solid defense. So putting most of your creative or heart of your team, Thembazwane, on the bench, for me, that just did not make any sense. Still with Rulani Mokoena, this week he came out and said he strongly feels South African fans do not give him the respect and the credit he deserves. What is your take on that?
It's just provoking the fans there. So because everyone is just giving them credit. Some of them silently. So for that's how I've seen it. So even myself, I've always given him credit that since he took over from the Sundowns, he hasn't suffered a loss. But yesterday he was beaten and just a smash and grab one by the looks of things. So very disappointing there. But so far the fans are giving him credit. Just that some of them are doing it silently. So but yes, he's done well for himself. But I think CAF Champions League is just tough for me. When I looked at it, you don't need to play nice football, attractive football. If I can take you back to the days of Kaizer Chiefs as well, they didn't play one of those good football, direct football, and then they managed to go all the way to the finals, and no one gave them a chance. Remember, by that time, they couldn't even do well under Gavin Hunt, but they managed to go as far as the finals are concerned. So with Rulani Mokoena, I think he made the blunders by himself. But as far as saying the fans are not supporting him, I'm against that.
Still with the Mamelodi Sundowns and campaigning in Africa. Last weekend against the very same Esperance, we saw Mamelodi Sundowns dominating Esperance with all the possession in the world. Yesterday, it was the very same old story. Sundowns dominating the possession. I believe it was sitting at 69 in favor of Sundowns versus 31. 23 attempts on the goalpost. None of them found the back of the net. Only 5 attempts in as far as Esperance is concerned. And then we had the Kaizer Chiefs legend, Dr. Kumalo, saying that definitely Mamelodi Sundowns, they are their own worst enemies, especially looking at last week's game where they dominated, but still they did not find the back of the net. Yesterday was the very same old story.
Most definitely. And if you can check, if I can take you back to the midweek game against Cook United, they changed the whole lineup. So I was like, no, but that's a wrong decision making Rulani is making. You can't rest the players. And what if you go on to lose? Because it can be twice. If you are to win, fans will praise you. But if you lose that match, fans will bust after that. Why did you change the lineup that played midweek? Why didn't you play those the same players who played yesterday midweek, the first choice players? So that's how the blunder that was made by Rulani. Yes, I do agree when you say Dr. Kumalo is saying they are their own worst enemies, because judging from how they're missing those chances.
So in short, you say Rulani must stay.
Yeah, Rulani must be given another chance. So because he's doing well so far, I think maybe they might look in terms of the Nedbank Cup because they're playing Stellenbosch. If they can't go to the finals, then that's where maybe they might remove him and take my Ngobamniti back, whom as well we had the rumors that the contract is coming to an end. So I think it's an opportunity for him to redeem himself, because the very same Stellenbosch that he's playing against is the same Stellenbosch that knocked him last season 2-1 in the quarterfinals at Athlone Stadium. I still remember so well.
That is what our sports analyst Motiba Peter has just called that Mamelodi Sundowns head coach Rulani Mokoena must just stay put, get all the support that he needs, and give the Mamelodi Sundowns head coach a chance. So we'll be watching that space, that how safe will Rulani Mokoena going forward, since he has failed once again in the very same pit hole that he fell on last season in the semi-finals in as far as continental football is concerned. Now changing gears, let's go. Time is not on our side. Let's go back. Let's go to English Premier League. I don't know if you do have the English Premier League as a feature this weekend. Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay, if you do, just quickly run through it. And,
due to time constraints, I'll just be quicker. West Ham United will host Liverpool at 1:30, and Fulham will host Crystal Palace at 4:00. So it's Manchester United up against Burnley, Newcastle up against Sheffield United, Wolves up against Luton Town there, and then at 6:30, we've got Everton up against Brentford. I think they'll feel confident following that Liverpool thrashing.
Yes.
Then Aston Villa up against Chelsea at 9:00. Then tomorrow we've got Bournemouth up against Brighton at 3:00. So it's Tottenham Tottenham Hotspur up against Arsenal. So yeah, top of the battle looks interesting there. And then Man City will visit Nottingham Forest at 5:30. As far as the log is concerned, Arsenal are still top of the log on 77 points, followed by Man City there on 76 points, and then also Liverpool at number 3 on 74 points. It looks interesting so far. So yeah, we are in for a lovely weekend.
You've just looked at the English Premier League log table. You did mention that Arsenal are currently leading at the log standings, with Manchester City sitting at the defending champions, Manchester City sitting at number 2, one way from you. Whom do you predict to win the league? Or can I add the Liverpool?
Yes, you can add Liverpool as well. The battle is still on. There's no much gap there.
Oh, okay.
So for me, judging from Arsenal blowing it last season, I think I'll have to go with Man City because I wanted Liverpool to win just to give Jurgen Klopp a good send off. As you know, is his last season with the club. But Man City, for me, I think they know when to grab the results because Arsenal, they might blew the points away once again. Let's see going forward.
Let's see going forward. Indeed, that's what our sports analyst has just called that. He expects the defending champions in the form and shape of Manchester City to defend their trophy successfully, even though they're sitting at number 2 at the moment. Don't forget that Manchester City are trailing Arsenal with 1 game. So, but like they always say, games in hand are not always points in the bag. But this is Manchester City that we are talking about. And looking at the fixture of the team that they still have to play, they look very easy in as far as Manchester City is concerned. So I for one, I also expect Manchester City to go all the way. I don't see Manchester City letting this one go. So I don't give Arsenal any chance. Talking of Arsenal, I believe this weekend they've got a tough encounter against the Tottenham Hotspurs. They're visiting Tottenham Hotspurs. It's not going to be easy at all. So Manchester City, once again, even though they are trailing Arsenal with 1 point, we all in the studio believe that Manchester City, they will successfully defend their trophy.
Most definitely. So I foresee them doing that. Pep Guardiola for me. So it's just impressive. I once watched them and sat down and just study them. Hey, they're playing one of those exciting football. I think this motivates our very local coach, Rana Mukwena. As you know, Pep Guardiola is his role model. So it's very interesting. The very difficult team to take the ball away from them. So I think they'll want to do well as well.
Oh yes, let's hope they definitely they do well. So we'll be watching the English Premier League as it approaches the end. That who will eventually get over the line. Time is not on our side. I guess it is time for us to sign off.
Indeed. Let me just also congratulate our very own Desiree Ellis. I saw that she was awarded honorary doctorate from sports management. Well done to our very own coach. It shows that school doesn't have age because she is currently 61 years old, but she is able to study while coaching our very own Banyana. So let's hope that that particular achievement will make sure that our very own Banyana improves going forward. So this was Sports Geek with Swanele. I am Mudiba Johannes Peter. Let's meet once again next weekend. It's a very good afternoon.
Oh yes, a very good afternoon indeed. Let's do this once again. Come next week Saturday between 11 and 1 p.m. Till then, I am Swanele Ngobo, and it is
bye-bye. Lovely afternoon.